Okay, so let's review a little. Pulling out our info, we're going to be coming back to the concept of parallel and perpendicular lines. So we need to identify our slope and our y-intercept of this equation. Our slope is 3, y-intercept is 2. Our parallel line is going to have the same slope, so it's also going to be 3. Our perpendicular line is going to have a slope that's a negative reciprocal, so negative 1/3. If you don't remember this, take a look at lesson 8.5 and review it. Okay. Here my slope is -5, my y-intercept is -3. My parallel line slope is going to be the same as my original, which is -5, and my perpendicular line slope is going to be a negative reciprocal. So the negative reciprocal of -5 is positive 1/5. Nicely done. Alright, now it says write an equation of the line that is parallel to this line and passes through this point. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. So let's highlight a few things. Parallel, we know same slope. Here's an equation that we're working from. Here it has a slope of 4, so our slope in our new equation is also going to be 4. And then they're giving us a point it's passing through, and notice, like I just said, there's 0 in the x, meaning that this is really your y-intercept. So here's what we want to do, and I'm going to kind of sketch it out. If we were to sketch out the first, whoa, let's try that again. If we were to sketch out the first one, not much better, but a little, it would look something like this. We would go down 8, because that's our y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put a point. And then our slope is 4 over 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And we could keep doing that, and we would get a line that looks approximately like that. What they want us to do now is they want us to come up with the equation of a line that's parallel, but this line has to pass through the point 0, 2. So if I look for 0, 2, 0, 2 is right here. This line has to be parallel and pass through it. Okay? So this pink line is the equation we're trying to find. So the pink line, well, we see that it's going to pass through 0, 2. So when I go to write my equation, it's going to pass, my y-intercept is going to be 2 because it's passing through 2, crossing at 2. And I know that because also it's the point that goes with the 0. Okay? Now all I have to do is find my slope, but because they're parallel lines, it's going to have the same slope. So 4x plus 2. So my equation is y equals 4x plus 2, and that's going to be the parallel line to this original one. Same slope, different y-intercept, okay? So one thing you want to remember, they'll give you an equation. You don't really care about the y-intercept they give. You're only looking for the slope so that you can figure out what your new slope's going to be. All right, now let's look at the flip version. Write an equation line that's perpendicular to this equation and passes through another point. So like we saw before, we're only looking for the slope here so that we can figure out our new slope. So our new slope is now going to be 1/5 x, because that's the negative reciprocal of -5. Now we don't care about this plus 1 because that's for that equation, so that doesn't really even mean anything to us. Instead, they're telling us it has to pass through this point, 0, -9. That point indicates that it's going to be our new y-intercept. So plus -9, which becomes y equals 1/5 x minus 9. And there you have it. Okay, nice job. Let's move on. If you need a little practice more with those ones, see me at some point. We'll go over some things. Example 2, it says bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants on earth. It can grow up to 4 feet in 1 day. The table shows a bamboo plant's growth over 8 years. Show that the table represents linear function. Write an equation for this function. Alright, so first I'm going to make a scatter plot, which really means I just plot the points. So 0, 6. So I'm going to put my time h in the denominator, along the x-axis. This is going to be that point there. And then my height, y, is going to be along the y-axis. Because this goes with the word problem, we do want to label it. Okay? This is in inches, and this is in hours. Oh yeah, I put that there. That should be there. Parentheses, and y, and x. Okay. So now we're ready to go. we're going to plot the point 0, 6, 2, 10, 4, 14, 6, 18, and 8, 22. I'm going to count by 2's in each of these, so I'm going to make a note that it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, on and on and on. Okay, because if I look at my actual points, I notice that they're going to go way off if I count by 1's. So I have 0, 6, 2, 10, 4, 14, 6, 18, 8, 22. Alright, now I'm not going to connect the points just yet because these are actually just random data points. It doesn't say that these are represented by a function. That's kind of what we're trying to show that it represents a function. But they don't have an equation that goes with it, so we want to keep these as separate points. Here we don't connect. So if they give you something like this, like they did in 8.1, and it's just a relation, we don't need to connect it unless there's an equation that accompanies it. Now we're going to write an equation and prove that it goes by linear. It is linear. So the first thing, they want us to write an equation. We said we have to find two things anytime we write an equation. We need to find our slope and our y-intercept. So let's find our slope. We're going to choose 2 points on this line, any 2 points. I'm going to choose 0, 6, and 2, 10. These are my first 2 points. My x is 0, my y is 6, my x is 2, my y is 10. Now I'm going to use the slope formula, x, y. We know slope is rise over run, and I'm going to use this to find my slope. So rise is going to be 6 minus 10. I'm going to subtract the y values. My run has to do with the x values, so 0 minus 2. I get negative 4 over negative 2, which is positive 2. So my slope is 2 so far. Then I do my y-intercept. Y-intercept, we said, always goes where the x is 0. So my x is 0 here, so my y-intercept must be 6. And if I look at the graph, that's actually right. Then I just write the equation in y equals mx plus b form. So slope-intercept form is going to be y equals 2x plus 6. There, we did it. We modeled this situation with a linear equation. Okay? Nice job, guys. Let's try a little